Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are in a fierce battle for the bro vote. That could be key to victory this November, but only one candidate is breaking through. Politico is out with a new article laying out how Donald Trump has shrewdly maneuvered to capture young men in 2024 by converting male frustration into a movement. But Beetlejuice actor Michael Keaton is trying to win back men for Kamala by claiming Donald Trump and Elon Musk think their supporters are stupid. Watch this.
They don't really respect you. They laugh at you behind your back. They think you're stupid. They don't want to hang out with you. They have nothing in common with you. They're not your bros.
Okay, Jesse, this guy thinks he's a celebrity. He's worth over $50 million, and he's trying to convince Americans and American men that, you know, Elon Musk and Donald Trump, Elon Musk has done so much for Americans, and Donald Trump had a better economy, and yet he doesn't relate to you.
He's only worth $50 million?
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, I would have expected more. Batman, the franchise.
Yeah, I guess
probably has a bad money manager. I've been tracking the bro movement, and I believe it started during COVID. So the whole country freaks out, and then in your 20s, they're just continuing to party and hook up, and they're like, what's with all these freaks? Then Biden comes along and introduces toxic masculinity, DEI, white supremacy, and they're just like, oh my God. The campus culture got weird, corporate culture got weird, and they were like, okay, we'll tolerate this for a little bit. Then transmania explodes onto the scene with the pronouns and the bathrooms, and it gets militant. And then at that point, they were like, this is getting ridiculous. And you see the rise of the self-improvement movement. Everyone's trying to hustle and eat right and get fit. And then the podcast thing explodes, and you're listening to guys talk the way guys talk without corporate trying to get down their necks, and so it's kind of free. And then all of a sudden, Trump reemerges onto the scene after January 6th, and he's like the alpha that you've been missing, right? He's got the hot model wife, golf courses, real estate tycoon. He's like your wealthy granddad that can hang, and everyone's kind of looking at him like, wow, this guy's cool. He's playing golf with #1 ranked golfers. He's gotten a second look. They're down with it, and the Democrats don't know what hit him.
Yeah, he is playing golf with Bryson DeChambeau and the rest of them. I mean, the Nelk boys on the plane. I mean, what is Kamala doing to get the male vote other than sending out Waltz, who gets a coach who gets booed at football games?
Well, if you want to play the booed game, there's plenty of footage of Donald Trump getting booed, and we'll see how it all
talk about Kamala and how she's getting men on her team.
I'm saying it has been an issue for the campaign.
Yeah,
100%.
what is she doing?
She has an agenda to lift up all Americans, the opportunity economy. I can go through all of it, but we're not going to do as well with men as we should have. But there is a flip side to this coin. And the other side of that is that women don't like Donald Trump. And guess what? Women vote in bigger numbers than men do. There's this video circulating on social media of a conservative commentator interviewing 3 or 4 girls on a college campus about why they're voting for Kamala. And they're talking about reproductive health care. They're talking about having a right to have an abortion, if they want an abortion, if they end up needing an abortion, and he's mocking them. And you see in the comments people mocking them. Mock at your own risk, because people take this issue very seriously. It's the reason that Kamala Harris is going to Houston tomorrow, not only to be with Beyonce. It better not be Leon Panetta. I just want Beyonce tomorrow. But she's going to talk about the abortion issue and what that looks like for people like Kate Cox. There's a story today out in Rolling Stone about a woman who found out at 5 months, she lives in Florida, that her child, the fetus had Potter syndrome and would not survive. They weren't able to give her an abortion, which was what was recommended by the doctor. She had to carry that fetus another 3.5 months to deliver it, only so it would die. You think that's okay?
Great. This is really good for a segment on men, Jessica.
Yes.
This is the reason.
She has a husband, by the way, who's devastated too.
Great. I love that you brought that story into this. The bottom line here is that there is war, and there's a necessity for an opposition to war. It's just the way it is. There are good wars, there are bad wars, but you have an opposition to war. If you didn't have an opposition to war, life would be really weird. Abortion is that kind of issue. Abortion exists. There has to be an opposition to it, or else we are not human. If there isn't somebody standing up and saying something about it, there is something wrong with us. I have a problem with it being the only issue.
It's not.
Well,
but it's important.
You brought it up in something about men. Now I want to talk about men, okay? My favorite topic. We were led to believe that Michael Keaton is somehow smarter and more informed than people like Vivek, RFK Jr., Elon Musk, David Sachs, Bill Ackerman. This is the blind spot of these midwits. They can't explain why smart, informed, highly successful people support Trump. They actually never answer that question, and no one really asks them. So instead, he directs his attention to an unnamed, unknown mass of generic men that he could assume is dumb, uninformed, and gullible. That is his escape hatch from reality, a way to avoid this glaring blind spot. Why are there rich, smart, industrious, intelligent, well-read people supporting Trump? They cannot answer that question. So instead, he says, no, they're just this easily persuadable group. I don't even know who they are. Oh, they're so stupid. I got my little hat on, the flag in the back. But he's got superhero delusion disorder. Just because you play one doesn't make you one.
And finally, Dana, you know, men are being told that they're the problem, especially white men, by the Dems, check your privilege at the door. I mean, all of this stemmed from the Democrats hating men.
Yeah, so I want to make 2 points in 2 parts. So in a more recent thing of the last several years, right, you've had people like James Carville and Ruth Teixeira, these moderate Democrats, maybe they call them establishment Democrats now, who have been sending these flashing warning signs like, guys, we have a problem with men. We have a problem with boys. We've got to pay attention to this. Nobody wanted to pay attention to it, and they continued on the path that they went on. So then Politico does this whole piece about the frat guys that saved the American flag, and they said it was all for Trump. No, that was because the pro-Hamas people took the flag down. That's why they got, that wasn't that. And they're mad, they're mad at the Democrats. Republican Party ID is at its highest level in decades. And some Hispanic and black men are saying, wait, we just don't like the policies. Maybe we don't want to wear a red hat, but we are not going to stand for this anymore. Then the second part I wanted to say, there is a bigger issue. And I was kind of the product, maybe Jessica, you are too, in a way, Judge, you were one of the people that helped figure out a way to say, I'll be the first woman DA to do that. I'll do that, right? So we're paving ways. And we were told, I had a yellow T-shirt when I was a kid. I was 6 years old. I wore this T-shirt for 3 years. It was yellow, and it had the ugliest black lettering. And my dad bought it for me, and it said, anything boys can do, girls can do better. And there was this push to try to tell girls, you can do it. Yep. You are going to be okay. You can do math. You can do science. You can lead, too. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't. And now what do we have? Laura Bush in 2002 said, we've got a problem. We're great that we're focusing on girls, but you guys, we have to focus on boys. Look at how they're falling behind in school. 20 years later, this is what's happened. And the only person giving them an option for how they could improve their lives is Trump.
Okay. Agree.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.